I'm looking on the top 100 rankings in basketball,
Yeah.
and all these kids mostly go to prep school. I mean, I'm trying to find somebody local here in Dallas that can rock the gym, sell out the gymnasium, but everybody goes to prep school. How can we get high school basketball locally back on track? I mean, I don't need every top 5 kid there, but at least 1 or 2 stay at home, get the gym rocking, because you look a kid up and you find out he from your city, but he never went to high school in your city because he went to prep school. What's going on?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna cry a river with you on that one. I'm with you because I grew up in the '90s where all the top players went to their local high schools, and that's where the purity of the game, the organicness of it all, really took shape. We're just in a different stage of the game, Rich. Like that's where we're at. Prep schools with social media and access to being on TV and things of that nature, it'll never be where we want it to be from that standpoint.
Right.
Everything is elevated now. Everything is broadcasted. Every kid has a YouTube channel. Everybody has a camera crew. It's really become a lights, camera, action, opposed to just about the game of basketball. And that's what you want. You want it to be about the sport itself, but there's so many things that go on outside of the sport now. We probably will never get that pure essence of the game back.
I was listening to Miles Bridges talk on a podcast, and he was speaking about how playing in Flint, Michigan was so lit because it's nothing like playing high school basketball, like where you're from. But he had to get out that environment and go somewhere where he could thrive and get away from a certain group of people. And I understand that to a very good extent, because some kids have to get away, but some kids just leave because they think prep is the way that you have to go. And I refuse to believe that you have to go to prep school if you're one of those guys all the time.
Yeah, there's a case by case study.
Yeah.
There's guys that are just leaving just for the glitz and glamour, as you would say.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when kids do that, it doesn't go well for them. If you do the research, if you don't have to leave, I believe you should stay in your local high school. I remember like Mateen Cleaves was right there in Flint. He was a legend right there in Flint. You look at guys that grew up in Detroit, like Winifred Walton, stayed right there, Detroit Persian. Like Kobe Bryant didn't go prep, right? So it really comes down to things have started to evolve from a digital media standpoint where kids want to be seen. And a lot of times playing in the backwoods of a high school where there's no cameras, nobody's seeing it, it's not being advertised. You feel like you're being slighted because you look on social media and you see, man, he had 18 points, but it's all over Instagram and Twitter. Kids want attention. In order for them to get that attention, they're going to leave their local high schools and go follow the cameras.
They say the 2025